Hello everyone, you join me in my 6 series today. That was two boys. That was really high pitched. But okay. Hello everyone, you join me in my 6 series right now where I'm looking to install this. It won't focus. Will it focus? Will it? 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 It didn't focus. Let me take it out of the packet because the sticker is also kind of covering it. In fact, no, there you go. Let me see. Will it focus? There you go. Yeah. Right. Let me show you how we're gonna do this. So at the moment, that's how it looks right now. And to be honest, the car, as you can see, yeah, it's pretty dirty and everything like that. Everything's kind of black, and I kind of like having something that's going to stand out now. So I thought that might be a good little feature. I like how the new M5s and M3s and things like that, the new M cars basically have a red button here. I know some of the older models you can get that. This car's not an M, so I don't see any point of having a red button here. But it's kind of cool, and I think obviously red, clearly a red stop button is going to add focus. But by having the red stop button, it's going to add an extra 10 brake horsepower straight as soon as you start it up. So, you know, extra BHP, really important. So I've got to have it. And it only cost a couple of pounds. So, you know, it's got to be done. Right, let me take it out. Right, so, opening it up. Oh gosh. You get a little screwdriver. I think that's for prying it out, and when we eventually get to, oh man, this is really fiddly and fidgety, and okay, there we go. So there's the actual stop button, and it looks basically the exact same as a standard one, apart from it being in red, and it looks like it should be illuminating still, because it's not painted all the way, but we'll find out that later on. So, how to remove the old one. So from here, you're going to need a couple of tools. You're basically going to need a plastic trim removal tool. Now, I think it's going to be best if I try and use the smallest one I can get to pry underneath here. Ooh, this is so complicated. And I would recommend not rushing with this. Because again, it's old plastic. This car is well into 13 years old now, if I'm correct. So you don't want to rush it and cause anything to crack or anything like that. So I've got the bottom part loose now. So I've picked up my tools again, and you can basically carry on prising the whole thing out bit by bit. I'm going to open the door. Oop. From here now, got a bit more space with the door open. I tried to keep the door closed so then you guys can hear me better, but basically just got to push the whole thing out now bit by bit. Something really tight going on up at the top. So everyone, you will actually also need to remove this piece off. Sorry about all the background noise. Whoops. So you will actually need to remove this piece off as well. It's literally just held in by these 3 clips. Just pry a tool in here, remove that out, and there's a little Phillips screw just in the back here. You just need to loosen that out. And that should loosen up the whole thing. It's really good to use a magnet to just grab that screw back out instead of dropping it and losing it into the abyss. Alright. Okay, then let me just play with this a little, and then you gently just got to bring this whole piece out forward. And voila. From here, unconnect the 2 clips. Oops. There we go. So everyone, now that I've got this inside, I've also bought this little tool set. It's going to have the right sizes and everything like that. I think we need to go down to a T4, which this set has. I got it from my local hardware store, but you might be able to find it online if you're doing all of this in advance. I didn't realize I needed this, so yeah, I had to buy it right now. So there you go, that's the little kit. That's actually quite a nice little kit, might actually be helpful. So what we first need to do is on the back here you've got these 3 screws. Now I'm going to play around with this to figure out which size I need. It is a Torx bit, T7, too big. Let's try T5. That's too small, so I'm going to need a T6. Moment of truth. Perfect. Right, instead of just doing the one completely unscrewed, I'm going to be doing all 3 loosened first. Okay. So now we have the actual button part separated. Now I need to look into, and you get this little toolkit with it as well. You just need to basically pop off. I'm going to see if you can get it focused on it. Got these little tabs just on the sides. So you just need to basically pry this in. And there you go. That is the old button taken off. Get out the new one. It's going to be really awkward if this is the wrong size. Oh, but nope, looks to be the right size. So there you go. Old and new. Ta-da! That's the perfect thumbnail shot now, isn't it? Then you just literally just clip this all in. I'm just pushing it in because it's not connected to anything, and that's it. It's gonna place it into place. Oh yes, oh yes. Okay, why does that add 10 more brake horsepower? I don't know, but it does. So then literally just reverse everything back on. One thing I will say that's good about this little screwdriver set is it is magnetic, and also the top piece here spins with it, so it's actually a little bit easier for you when you're putting it all back. So yeah, that's the whole unit put back together. So now let's go fit it back into the car. So now I am literally just gonna repeat putting everything back on as I did when I took it all off. So just slide this in, clip that on. That's those 2 clips put in. Make sure you put that part in first, and again that screw is important to take off when it comes to taking out this piece. You saw me struggling earlier, so you need to. Ooh, wow, that looks good. I'm happy with that. Right, so after you get everything put on, that's how it looks at the end, which I gotta say, I really like that. Let me, I'm gonna test something out as well real quickly. Trying to see if it illuminates, but So that's how it looks, everyone. I've tested it, everything still works perfectly fine. It's actually got a really nice gloss feel to it as well. It's not matte like the rest of it, so it does actually feel different from the old one. I haven't checked to see if it illuminates just yet. Again, it's too bright right now around where I am. Even if I tried doing anything like this, oh my god, you can't say anything. So there's no point in me really looking into that right now. But what I will do is I'll upload a picture on Instagram later on today to show how it looks in the dark. And that's how it looks from far away. I just think it's just a small little touch that you can add, but it really does make a nice difference. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Again, it's something different. It's a small little touch that you can add to the car, which will just make it all a little bit nicer. Another little thing that I have added as well is this little thing here. It's really good. All you literally do is, as you're driving around, just put your phone directly there like that, and it basically holds your phone in there. Now from a driver's point of view, you can't really see this screen too clearly. You do have to move out of your way a little bit, but you shouldn't really be looking at that when you're driving. I only have it there because if I'm listening to music or anything like that, it's a bit easier to just change it here, and instead of having to change it from anywhere else or anything like that, it keeps the phone somewhere nice. I want to get a shorter cable, but when I'm in the car, I just literally have it on like that. Phone will be charging, I'll be able to play music through the Bluetooth, and that's it. Everything is going to be working great. I don't know if you've seen my previous video where I've installed the extra USB charging ports for the Bluetooth auxiliary player, but it's been working great. It's been on there for a couple of months now, I think, or at least a month. I think it's just over a month now, and that's still working brilliant. So yeah, I really hope you guys enjoyed this. If it does help you out, or if you do want to look at doing it on your BMW, it can be a 6 Series, it can be the 5 Series, possibly even 3 Series, but I think it's a different way of which you have to remove everything, etc., because the dash is different on those. But I hope you guys enjoyed this, and I will see you guys in the next video. Please subscribe, you know the usual drill. Leave me a comment, and yeah, I'll see you guys later. Peace out.